I would like to speak a little bit about the breathing for the beginning slow part of this etude. I always find that my students end up breathing in a lot, but never breathe out. So we end up feeling very uncomfortable the whole time we're playing, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, and then we have to breathe, but we can't breathe in anymore. So I have an exercise that I would like to suggest here for you to practice your breathing. And it's very easy to start. We're just going to play a B flat, and we're going to play it for 2 beats, and we're going to rest for 1 beat. And we're just going to keep playing 2 beats, rest for 1, play 2 beats, rest for 1. But in the rest, we're going to alternate breathing. First, we're going to inhale, and then we'll exhale. So I'll inhale before I play, and then I'll alternate exhale, inhale. See if you can hear it. I'll put my metronome on so you can count. Okay, so you see, I would inhale and exhale. I have 2 cautions for this exercise, or 2 things to think about. The first one is whenever you exhale, you have to make sure that you blow out as fast and as hard as you can. Just spit out all the air that's in your mouth. This is a hard concept for us because we're always breathing in. We're never breathing out, but blow out all the air really quickly. So I hope you could hear me really spit out the air like this. Okay, it feels uncomfortable at first, but once you do it, you'll feel great because when you're done playing, you won't have that feeling of I can't breathe. The second caution I wanted to tell you about is when you play, be sure that the tone doesn't suffer or sound differently if I'm inhaling or exhaling. Sometimes my students will do this. It's great when you inhale, but when you exhale, it sounds really weak, like this. Okay, so I want you to be sure they're just as strong whether you're inhaling or exhaling. So nobody would know if you were blowing out or breathing in. So if you look at the etude, I just wanted to show you some of the breathing that I came up with for myself. I want you to be aware that the pickup note is considered the first measure. So don't get confused in my measure numbers that I'm telling you now. So my first breathing, I take a breath in when I play. Then when I get to measure 5, after the low E, I breathe out, and I actually write in my music, out, so I'm reminded what I'm going to do. Then my next breath will be in measure 7. On the 8th note rest, I'm breathing in. In measure 9, on the 8th note rest, I'm breathing out. And then in measure 11, I'm breathing in on the 16th note rest on beat 2, and I'm breathing out on the 8th note rest at the end of the measure. So if you just, I would like to just play up to that point so you can hopefully notice the breathing in those measures. So I hope you could hear the difference, or at least hear that I'm breathing. It's very important that we actually hear you breathe so we know you're taking advantage of the breathing. And so people watching you feel like you're alive and living. That's a really important thing. You want people to feel comfortable about how you're playing. Also, if you notice, when I was done playing, I wasn't I was just in my normal state. I felt very comfortable as far as my air exchange. So I think this is a really important exercise for you to try to do. And it's also for your own comfort. So if the breathing that I suggested to you just now doesn't work for you, find other places and other rests where you can do exhales and inhales so that they work for you. And I think if you practice this a little bit, even though it feels uncomfortable to begin with, you'll end up really loving being able to blow out and make yourself feel more comfortable.